this is Orsi, and this happened in September because again another month is done, which is ridiculous, but you know, my opinion about how time flies, especially this year. But yeah, so I made notes, because you know, you need notes when you're like me, who can just talk and talk and talk. But yeah, so at first I'm not gonna timestamp things because I'm too lazy, but I'm gonna talk about some tarot, some decks, because I have some at least, and then some YouTube stuff, and then a live update, you know, if you care. So if you're not interested in the latest one, then you can just, you know, stop watching before that. So hopefully it's easier everyone to navigate what they're interested in. So let's start with the tarot and the decks. And I actually bought 2 decks in September. If I'm not clear on when I did what, it's because I feel like the months are, you know, like blending in together. But I bought the Light Series Pocket Edition, which was you know, my first order that arrived from one Verdery. I miss you, Book Depository. And as you can see, the box is dented. But you know, I was like, okay, it's just a box. It's annoying, but you know, it's a metal box for a reason. The cards were not bent, so I was like, okay, I don't care. Even though I'm kind of thinking about, because I'm carrying this one with me. Oh, look at the 2 of Cups. I'm carrying him with one words. I'm carrying it with me. Sentence it. And it's kind of heavy because of the box, even though I know it's protecting it and everything, but I think I'm gonna just make a tiny pouch and move it into that one. So even though, you know, it arrived in the box dented and everything, I was like, I don't care, the cards are not bent, so no problem. But then when I didn't even realize, I didn't notice it immediately when I was checking the cards, because I think I didn't went through the whole deck because I was still before, you know, like making a video out of it. So I didn't mess with the card order, but I went and showed it to my friends, and when they went through the deck, I realized that one, the Magician, maybe it's easier to find it that way, or no, this way. The Magician was damaged, actually. Not the card's front face, but the back. And I don't know if I can show it clearly enough, because, oh yeah, I can. Because I went over it with, you know, like a black Sharpie or something. But this was like whole, like white. And, you know, when you shuffle a deck and there's just one card that has a giant white place on it, when you're shuffling it with all black bags, it's just bleh. So, you know, I contacted the customer service, not knowing what to expect, because I know I'm spoiled, but I was used to Book Depository just being like, okay, no need to send it back, we're just gonna send you a replacement deck, which I so much appreciate. But they were really nice, they responded, you know, they asked for pictures, obviously, because you don't have a way to include pictures immediately when you file a complaint on their website, and which I provided, and then they were like, okay, we can, you know, refund you fully and make sure you can send the deck back for free, because that's one of the other concern, is that when you can actually send back a damaged item, but the return shipping is on you and it costs a lot, and then what's the point? So, you know, I was like, if it costs me money to send it back, I'm not gonna, because I'm not paying more just to get, you know, like replace the deck when it's not my fault. I didn't say it like that, I was just thinking. But then they were like, okay, we can take care of it. But or if I don't want to do that, I can get a 50% back from the price. And at first I was like, okay, it would be nice to send it back to get a, you know, a not damaged deck, but holiday shipping season is coming up, so I think because it took around 2 weeks to arrive for the deck, it would take me 2 weeks to send it back and then, you know, get a replacement, and it's already November when everyone has like Black Friday stuff. And the 11/11, you know, like the big Chinese shipping day coming up as well. So I don't want to risk getting this deck lost in the mail. Plus, I really enjoy having it around and, you know, read it with it. Not like I read too much with it, but I have the option, you know, like it's always in my bag now, and I can read with it if I want to, because I keep the Everyday Witch Pocket Edition in the office. But I enjoy this deck much more than that, so I decided to opt for the 50% like refund. But the point is why I'm telling you guys is that seems like Verdery is actually a good place to order it from if you're in the EU, because it's a UK based company, but everything is already in the price, you know, no customs and all that hassle. So it's a bit more expensive than how Book Depository was, but maybe if they grow they can be like cheaper a bit, we'll see. But and the other deck that I caved in was the Unfolding Path. This was a deck that, and you know, I filmed the first impression, which is gonna go up at some point. I'm not in a hurry with it because it's not a new deck, so you know, it's gonna be one of those videos when I don't have time to film during the weekend. But just let me show you a few cards. You know, it's watercolor, you know, my obsession with watercolor, I just love it. I love the colors. And this was a deck that a lot of people said that if you have the light seers or you love the light seers, then you don't really need it, and that was my opinion as well. But then I kept seeing it popping up in readings in the past month or so, so I was like, it's been a while that I bought any new decks, right? So, you know, and I need to test the website out, and there was a sale ongoing, so just like, what was I supposed to do? You know, I had to buy it, obviously. But yeah, it's a great deck. I haven't really read with it yet, but I really do enjoy the imagery, the colors, the style, the granulating watercolor, like oof, like oof in a I don't even know 100. So yeah, I'm looking forward to working with it. I'm not sure when exactly that's gonna happen because I still have my monthly decks. It's wow, I can't believe that it's, I mean, I'm done with September obviously. It's only October, November and December. It's 3 decks and the whole 12 decks for 12 months experience is over, and I managed to stick with it because I don't think I'm gonna stop now that I just, you know, almost at the finish line. So yeah, and the previous one was the Hidden Realm, which I'm gonna film a experience video right after this one and post it around the same time or something. But yeah, those were the 2 decks that I actually had. Now, I have a few decks that I'm looking forward to. One of them is if you're on Stephanie Meyer's Story Stephanie email list, you know about the Heartwood Tarot. It's gonna be the new Stephanie and Adam Waller's like creation after Thistledown, which was the Oracle that came out recently. Now the deck has a name, it's Heartwood, which I really love. I loved the idea ever since I heard about it, the little cottage where, you know, there are different rooms and different animals roaming around. It feels like, honestly, like a storybook deck, so I'm quite curious how the energy of it is gonna be. It's gonna be similar illustration wise, obviously, because it's the same illustrator, and it's just, you know, I'm partial to his art, but the whole idea of a deck that is set in a place, not in just, you know, like archetypes and everything, but set in an actual physical space, is, I think, is very interesting. I don't think I have a deck like that, or I'm just thinking, but I don't think I necessarily have one that has that specificity, but I really do like it. And now I want someone to make a witch's cottage deck that is, you know, like the scenes of the deck are played out in a witch's cottage. Maybe there is one, so if you know a deck about, you know, that's a deck that's like that, please comment down below. But yeah, that's exciting, and it's supposed to be, you know, supposed to be because life. go up for pre-order or something like that in May next year and released around Halloween next year. So you know, we will have a deck for sure in May. And then there's also an update that just saw before I started filming. The second True Black deck, the FMR, I think that's the name, was shipped. My copy was shipped. I'm so excited. That was a Kickstarter that I backed right around the time of last year, around this time, because I remember that my grandma died already and I was just going through grief and dealing with the emotions that connects, with the whole situation. And when I saw that deck, it felt like that was an answer to a lot of the feelings that I was feeling. So I know that, it's connected to that time, because yeah, it's been already a year. On the 2nd of October, it was the first year, which is, it's just weird because time went quite quickly. A lot happened, but at the same time it was slow, so time. But yeah, it's been a year already, which is wow. But yeah, so that deck is coming, so I'm so excited. I hope it's, I need to reiki the shit out of that package so it doesn't sit on the customs and everything for ages. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then there was a Kickstarter that's ending in October. I think, if I remember correctly, like there's like a week or so, or 2 weeks when I'm filming this, so it should be still available when I'm posting this one. And that's Peter Morbacher's second Angelarium of Oracles or something. I can't even remember what was the name of the deck, because I'm waiting for his tarot deck to drop. He said it's gonna probably go up on Kickstarter at the end of the year. But I was not ready for a second Oracle deck, but he was like, oh, look, here's a Kickstarter for it. And I was like, okay, let me just take my money. Because, I love his artwork, and I'm hoping, I haven't really checked, because honestly, I don't care. I don't care which cards are in the deck. I know I want it, so, why not getting it before it goes mass market? But I'm hoping that the zodiac signs are in it, because the Aquarius card for this deck is just so freaking beautiful. I still would like to get a print of it. I missed my chance to get one because it was the Patreon's monthly one of the tiers on his Patreon is that you get a print of every month. And when I looked into those cards, it was just running out, and I didn't have money to sign up for Patreon for that month to get the Aquarius print. And I don't think it's available in his shop, but fingers crossed, maybe at some point it will be. But yeah, so that I'm backing, because it's me and I need to. So I kind of switched to backing. I think it happened to a lot of readers that I know, that after you buy most of the mass market decks that you want, you switch into getting a less, but I'm not gonna say more quality, because it's not true. There are mass market decks, like the Unfolding Path was a Kickstarter deck, if I remember correctly. It was an indie deck, and now it's it's mass market, but the quality is really good. So it's not, I don't think it's necessarily true anymore that everything that goes on Kickstarter, or if it's an indie deck, it's by necessity, or it's by default better than like a mass market deck. I don't think it's true. But I'm kind of more okay with not getting everything immediately, because with a mass market deck, you're ordering it, within a few weeks you're getting it. But I'm learning patience, you guys. Who knew? I'm okay with, and I was always okay with waiting for something if I knew that at some point I'm for sure gonna get it. When I know that it's the scenario like that, I have zero problem for waiting for years. I don't care. I back a deck, it's gonna be released 3 years from now. I'm gonna be happy for it 3 years from now. So I don't have an issue with that, but I still switched over to that side of things, which I think is interesting, to know about me as a consumer, that my habits are changing, I think, into a right or better direction, because even though indie decks are more expensive, if I'm, you know, like backing just a few projects a year, I still spend less money than buying 2 mass market deck every month, which I did when Book Depository was still available. So there are advantages and disadvantages for everything. But yeah, those were the deck updates that I had for this month, and you know, at least I have one. I have some updates, but next month the ephemera should be here. I mean, I hope it arrives because it's the 8th of October, I think, today. Yes, it's the 8th of October, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Okay, moving on to YouTube stuff. Pretty much the best part of it was in the past month, not just filming videos, but actually getting back to the VR stuff, because it's one of the things that I really like to do, replying to hashtags and, you know, watching other people's responses. I feel like that's the easiest way to connect with the community, enter the community, and keep up with the community through these hashtags and VRs. I filmed a few. The first one that I did was really fun. It was an older one, but it's the one tarot card video. I'm gonna link everything in a pinned comment or something like that, so you can guys find the videos more easily if you want to, not just mine but other people's. That was really fun. I really enjoyed the 45321 hashtag as well, which was created by Kelly Bear. And Tony's new one, which I haven't posted on my channel yet, and I'm looking for the, okay, oh wait, I have the thing open. It's the Bewitched seasonal spread video, which I filmed the response to, but I think it's gonna go up before this one, so you can guys check that one out as well, but I'm gonna link hers in the pinned comment. It's a 30-day or, you know, 30 cards spread, however you wanna deal with it. And it's similar to what I was talking about in the Heartwood like deck, that the spread is all connected to different areas of which is hut or cottage. Don't know what she's calling it. She included, by the way, a drawing, which I think is really cool. So it's a Wise Witch's house. Sorry, I love the drawing and I love every you know like explanation for it. So I'm gonna link her video obviously down below, and then you can look at the PDF that she posted in the description, where you can see the cottage and you can just see where everything is. And how I work with that spread is I filmed the part when I was pulling the cards for the questions, and now I'm taking time and, you know, like working with the answers, and then I'm gonna film a follow-up, which I will talk about in that video, but whatever. And the other one, the last thing, connecting to, no, not the last thing. Oh, okay, I separated the live stream, so, you know, just in YouTube videos, I created finally a zombie related spread, a Z spread for my own oracle, because, you know, it's Halloween season, so even if you don't have my zombie oracle, you don't have to use it obviously, but it was inspired by the zombie oracle. It's a Z-shaped spread, and I filmed a video where I explained each position. It meant to help you transform a current life situation. It doesn't have to be necessarily a problem. It's just that a situation that you want to transform into something better, not worse, like, you know, zombies. Because for zombies, if you bite someone and they turn into a zombie from the perspective of the virus, it's a good thing. So, you know, oh, it's all about perspective. But yeah, I managed to film finally one, and I think it's a really, it can be useful. I feel like it's a useful spread, so I'm gonna post it, you know, as well, the link for it, if you want to, you know, try it out. And if you do, please tag me so I can see if you film a video or post it on social media somewhere. Please do let me know, because I would be, you know, like, I would love to see if you use it. But there was a few lives that was really fun. One of them was on my channel, which was the supernatural chat about the deck, which was you know, it wasn't as structured that we can only talk about the deck. It was more so about, hey, here's a connecting point between the two of us, let's just talk. And I was so happy because it was Donna, and she's so supportive of me, of my decks and my channel, and you know, she was always in the comments and everywhere, and I really like her a lot. So I was just so happy to have her on and be able to actually talk, because you know, it's fun to talk through comments, but I really do like talking to you guys face to face. So if any of you who likes to comment on my videos and wants to chat in a live stream, I know not everybody wants to, you know, like be on camera or whatever, but if you're interested, just feel free to reach out anytime. We're gonna find a, you know, like a topic that we can just create a stream around. And the other one, the end is finally posting more. There are more live streams. I can't always watch it live because I'm still working. I'm still in, you know, commuting, so I can't watch it live. But there was a few that I managed to catch at least partially live. So you know, it's just so much fun to see people coming a little bit back. Just like I feel like I'm coming back to YouTube as well. So yeah, I'm happy to see her. And there's one that I'm gonna also link. It's Gerald is like going 110 million% on his YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, you're missing out a lot because he has great live streams with great topics. Honestly, I don't know when will be able to watch all of them because I don't have that much time. But he was doing experimenting with a new way of reading, and the live stream is called Overly Complicated Readings with Circle Punch Tarot Decks. And the whole idea is that he takes a card with a, I think it was like a 5 centimeter like diameter circle punch or something like that, punches out like a circle, obviously, from the card. But instead of just using that circled new card, what he did was, like, honestly, it's genius. Like, I know a lot of people don't want to hurt decks, but if you have seconds, and I'm thinking about getting a few decks and do the same. I'm not explaining it yet, but what he was doing is, I think he was using 3 decks. So he punched the circles, then mixed them all together, and then chose one of the one from the 3 decks, and used the cards with the holes and pulled the circle from, you know, from the mixture, and then put those in the hole. And there was just so many interesting combination. I asked for a reading about my love life because, you know, my focus is there still. And that was so interesting because one of the cards was like the Emperor, but the middle of the Emperor was the place where it was punched out, and the card that ended up inside of it was Death. So it kind of felt like that the person seems like, you know, that they are all together and they are all ruling their emotions, their kingdom. They are, you know, they are the emperor, but they kind of feel dead inside. And that was such a mind-blowing combination of the 2 cards that I don't think any of us would ever think about if you see the emperor and death next to each other. Because if you see those cards, then at least for me, what I would think is that, you know, there's some sort of a transformation going on with the person, that they might transform into or out of their emperor state. But having that actually inside of the emperor just opened everything up even more so. So honestly, it's such an interesting way to look at combining decks that I'm very, very tempted to actually get a copy of a live series. And I don't even know which one. Maybe a Rider-Waite-Smith, like a basic one, because I don't really use that anyway. And then I don't know, something else, and just do the same and do readings like that, because honestly, I'm gonna link it, and you just go ahead and watch the video. It's just so much fun. So yeah, those were like live stream updates on YouTube, and now into the live updates part of the video. So if you're not interested, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye. September was an interesting month. The beginning obviously wasn't as fun because I was still just getting over the ending of that relationship part of life, even though now I'm in a much better place because I had time to deal with my emotions. Honestly, this was the first time that I actually really felt like my spiritual practice really helped, that I could not just think that it's gonna help, but I was like, okay, I have tools to deal with pain and disappointment and loss, and it wasn't that big of a deal, obviously, but in the moment it was quite painful. But then you have time to step away and you start thinking about things and put them in perspective. Obviously, it wasn't a marriage, it wasn't like a year-long or years-long relationship or anything like that. It's just, first things that hurt. And there was, like ups and downs with it. Going back to Bumble, like opening the app for the first time and be like, okay, I'm gonna start checking bios and whatnot was that was a really rough thing to experience. I don't even necessarily know why, but I think it was one of those moments when I was like, okay, this is really actually like done and over, and I have to start over again, and it wasn't fun. But what I learned from it and what I'm grateful for going through the experiences, because I'm learning how to stay in an emotion. And you can be like, okay, what the hell are you talking about? I'm an airhead. I have 100 million air signs in my chart, and that's true. I experience and live in my head. I experience things there. I try to solve things there. I always think about things, overthink or not overthink. I live here, but my focus is now on to live more inside my body, inside my heart, in a way. And I always knew that that was a problem for me. That I was just thinking too much but not feeling enough. But I never realized or never had a chance to actually experience how to do the opposite, because I knew that, hey, I need to live more in my body and I need to experience more of my emotions, but what does it even mean? When you try to solve that question in your head, you're not going to get the answer. But through pain and what I was going through now, not necessarily at the beginning, but when it just came back in, like the moments when I felt really like sad about certain things. Now I was able to just be like, okay, I'm not gonna try to solve everything. I'm not gonna try to figure out a solution for it in my head. I'm not gonna run into my head and just be like, okay, I'm feeling sad, now I need to do this, but I'm feeling sad because, and try to pick apart the feeling in my head so I don't feel anything. Because, if your focus is somewhere else, you're not feeling it. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna focus on how I'm feeling, and I'm gonna focus on this hurts. And obviously these things didn't last long, like a half an hour I was really sad and then things happened and I moved on. But for that half an hour I was more aware of my emotions than I was previously, and I think this is something that's good for me. I also got a new tattoo. Not sure how much you can see. Posted a picture on my Instagram. It's symbolizing gratitude, because I was like, I want to move away from this experience with gratitude, more so focusing on the good things that happened, the experiences that I got, what I learned from it, everything, then focusing on what I've lost, because that's not useful for me or for anybody else as well, and I'm being selfish and I won't think about myself right now. So yeah, new tattoo, which made me go back to the ooh, I need more tattoos feeling. So maybe I will get my tarot related tattoo at some point soon, we'll see. But one of the other things that really helped was starting Tai Chi. First I went to a Kung Fu starter class, but that was too hard on my body. I got too drained, and I couldn't, like get back my energy after it quickly enough. So, and when I'm not sure about my body, it's not working the way that I feel not comfortable, but I feel secure in it. That's not something that I do. But I wanted something because I want to move. I want to gain muscle. I want to be more flexible. I'm thinking about bringing back yoga as well. But I right now I need to do it outside of my home, because if I don't do that, then I can find 100 million other things to do instead. So it's good that I have that one class, because it's good for me that it's just one class per week. It's not two like Kung Fu was, but it's working with energy, and that's what I'm doing ever since I learned Reiki. And even before that, that was the only part of witchcraft, working with energy, but I felt like I'm not being ridiculous, or I'm not feeling stupid by like working with energy, because it's like, how do you work with it? But spell work and stuff like that, I always felt a bit ridiculous doing it. But now that I'm pulling in the energy work, it feels okay, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm doing that once a week, which is still making my body stronger, just in a more slow, more even paced way, which I need. So I'm glad about that. And there was something that I wanted to say about. That I had a that was a oh yeah. That's connecting to when I was feeling weak after the first week of the Kung Fu thing. The first Kung Fu class, because that was the weekend on that week when I went to that lady that I talked about in my previous one, who works with angels and everything. And honestly, it was an interesting experience, but not in a way that I was hoping that it would be. Reason being, I know that she works with angels and she's working with energy and everything like that. It's not like she was just like, pretending or anything like that. But again, it happened that I tried to work with the angels or guardian angels or whatever. I'm not connecting with the energy. I'm with them. I asked them to, because they showed up for what she was doing, and I'm supposed to have two of them. I mean, I have the number 2 tattooed on me, but I asked them to like give me a sign, like show up in a way that I would know it's you, so I actually know you're here. And they are not doing that. And maybe there's a reason. Maybe I'm not supposed to work with angels or anything like that in this lifetime. Maybe it's just what I experience is the same thing, but in a different form. So it doesn't show up in a way that I would expect it to show up if it were an angel, like stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not claiming to know anything about it. But what was interesting is, and validating in a way, as for me as a tarot reader, is that when she learned that I'm reading cards, and obviously I had the deck, she was like, you know what, you don't have to pay for anything, because what she was doing, I was supposed to pay for. Let's trade for a reading, which was like, okay, like that was really cool. Like, if someone like thinks that I'm a good enough tarot reader, that they would just trade. And it was such an interesting thing to read for her, because I don't know if you guys have had that experience where you read for someone who is so spiritually aligned with their life, because they are connected to everything, that what you're reading is like, why am I, like, honestly, I was thinking when I was doing the reading for her, is like, I didn't say it, but I was thinking, why am I reading for you? You know everything. There's no point for me to pull any card, because you know the answers and solutions to every question we're talking about. And it was really just some maybe tiny confirmation that came from me through the cards, but it was like, her relationship with her partner is how it's supposed to be. There were minor communication things. She was already aware of what those issues were. We just talked about it at the social could be just, tell them, let them deal with whatever. Cards reflected the same thing because we were talking about it beforehand. And then, like, I can't even remember what she asked me to pull cards on, but it was just like everything is how it's supposed to be. You're on the right track. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. So I was like, I'm gonna pack my bags and go home, and there's no need for me. And which was a very interesting feeling and a very nice feeling in a way, because here was someone who had their spiritual and earthly 3D life so aligned that they don't need to, like use cards to figure things out, because they are channeled and they are wired in a way that they are more part of the experience of life than the rest of us are. Because when I read for other people who are not as like as high spiritually, and I'm the same, I always have these moments when I'm like, oh, this is the information that they need to hear in this moment, so that I can that not I the information can help them. And it gives me satisfaction to know that I can be helpful, that I can be at service, because that's important for me. But just imagining to live in a way where most of us would be in that level, the world would be so much better. Like, it's mind-blowing how the difference would be mind-blowing. But yeah, we're not at that point yet, because we need to learn things. Oh, and I have the justice underneath. But yeah, so that was a very interesting experience. So I didn't get that answer to all of my, like problems that I was hoping to get. Shortcut, I guess. But I experienced something that I never thought that I would experience, so it was already really cool. And then then I switched to Tai Chi, and now I'm just much more happier about that. Okay, so yeah, so date again, and yeah, I'm not saying I was excited to like date again like I was the first time, but I had a recently, and I don't know where it will go, but I had a really good first date last week, so, or this week, because it's still Sunday, but when I'm posting it, it's last week. So it was a really good one. So I'm not saying like fingers crossed, but fingers crossed. But yeah, I need to I know more about what I need to do and what I don't need to do in order to connect with people, which is fun. And connecting to people, the last thing that I want to talk about is that I have a new friend. But seriously, there's a person who works at my workplace, who was hired actually to replace me when I left, during summer, who was also the friend of the friend who brought me there. So there was a connection between us already, because they were friends and we are friends. When I heard about her, and I sold her my previous iPad years ago, because she's an illustrator, but we never had an actual connection, or I mean, I can't remember if we ever met. I mean, no, we had to meet when I was visiting my friend at her town, because they from the same town. But I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember. Not because it was forgettable, but because the new experiences and our new friendship is replacing the previous meetings like this. It's because she's spiritual as well. Like she like introduced me to the idea of doing kung fu and everything, because she teaches at the academy. But recently, like after the first date, I was sleeping at her place with my friend, and I was not working the next day, but they were. So we were not supposed to stay up all night talking about 100 million things, but we went to sleep after, we stopped talking after like 4:30, which is not a good idea when you have to get up at 7 or 8. Oh, we got up at 8, but you know, it was horrible. I'm too old for that. But we were just talking about so much, and you know, we were like so excited that, oh my god, when you meet someone that, I don't know, maybe it's now it happens more and more, and I'm okay to say that, you know, we were meant to be friends because we are connecting on so many things. I don't know if, you know, it's gonna be a lifelong friendship or just a few years. You never know. But there were so many things that we could talk, and it was so nice that, you know, that she was understanding me and I was understanding her. So I'm just always happy when I find people like that. So right now, even though the work that I'm doing is not my ideal work, but what is it exactly? Is it the library? I'm thinking it is, but I don't know if my passion is really there. I don't know yet. I know it's connected to people. But now, because I work with 2 people who I'm very close to in friendship-wise, I mean, okay, we work, but it feels less like work and more so as a collaboration, which is, you know, like a really good feeling. So it's just, it's fun, and she introduced us, or me, to new Hungarian music, which is not something that I listened to for a while now either. So I'm enjoying that as well, you know, and it's just fun to have someone who values similar things that you do and perspectives on lives. Like, let's not, you know, dwell in negativity if we can, you know, avoid it. It was easy to talk to her about the breakup as well, because she understood a lot that I was, you know, our lives were mirroring a lot of the things that we went through, even if in different scales. The mirrors are there, and that just helped enormously to talk to someone who knew what I meant when I was trying to explain something. So I'm just excited, you know, gaining new friends and dating in and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. So hopefully October is gonna be good. Plans for October is spending time with the draft of my book, because I need to send it out before the 21st of December. That's the deadline. I want to start sending out, you know, like chapters and whatnot. But yeah, we will see, but fingers crossed. So yeah, long video because, you know, I can talk even with notes. But yeah, I think that was September. If I forgot something, then it wasn't as important. But I need to make sure that I make notes when things are happening, because I thought that I will be able to easily remember everything, and it's not true. Okay, but yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being interested in watching me talk for 44 minutes. But yeah, see you in the next one, and comment down below. Let's chat, let's talk about how are you guys. Tell me how you are. I'm interested. Even if I should have opened the video with it, but if you're still watching, then you can at least know that I care. But yeah, thank you so much. Bye.